Let me start recording. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. This is in continuation to lecture at JSPM University, Pune, part 04. I am Brahmadesham Narasimhaiyer Venkataraman, the inventor of INFLAPRO. Today's session we will have practicality of INFLAPRO scheme of INFLAPRO combo RD pension, combination of recurrent deposit or SIP and pension or SWP. This is part 5. This has got reference to b1venkat.com website and INFLAPRO combo RD pension. Let us see next. Someone questioned about the practicality of my INFLAPRO scheme. So, let me give an exclusive session for the INFLAPRO scheme with page of combo RD pension. Let us consider INFLAPRO scheme for retirement planning. Goal. Retirement planning and open up the page, the combo page at bnvenkat.com. I am going to the page. See, type bnvenkat.com in the address bar. And then visit this page, INFLAPRO combo RD pension. There's a link in the third line. We can go to this link, combo plan. Here is the link. This has got a menu page. Now let us discuss the various parameters we are going to see. First parameter is enter your current age. Let it be the default 30 years for the 30-year enter. Decide your retirement age. Let it be default 60 years. There is provision for moratorium years. That is, if moratorium year is taken as 10, it means that SIP or premium paying time is only 20 years from age 30 to 50 or 30 to 49. At 50 onwards, moratorium of 0 SIP starts and fund grows. There is no SWP pension or either during this moratorium years. Let us discuss where the moratorium is to be input while dealing with the input data for inflation protection by default 0 years. See, the net I will show you where it is. See, this is the inflation fund, and here leave it blank for inflation means ditto for the previous year, fill up 10% on the moratorium 10%. M for moratorium years. Type, see, let us say entrant starting at 30 years and by 50 years, let us say 50 years age, that is 21st year or 50, up to 20 years, it is the same. 21st year, one can type M. For time being, we will omit it. We will simply take the default, we will omit it. Okay, let us come to our point. Fourthly, project a lifespan. It can be equal to or higher than the retirement age. Let it be by default 85 years. The maximum can be 215 years when you want to consider the continuation of the scheme for your next generations. Fifthly, you decide how much money you desire starting pension with respect to current year prices. It is slightly a tricky one. For this, one can consider your own expenses, excluding saving and EMI towards housing loan, vehicle loan, etc. See a role model, or otherwise, see a role model of a retired couple living as per your visualized standard and what they are spending for their livelihood. I considered 35,000 rupees 2 years ago when this page was redeveloped, about how much I was spending for livelihood if of we husband and wife. ஏய் அதை கத்தாரிக்கு போய் ஏய் அது எல்லாம் செத்த போடுறது காது வச்சுக்கோ இல்லைன்னு இது பண்ணுங்க. I considered 35,000 rupees 2 years ago about how much I was spending for livelihood of we husband and wife. Our expenses including house rent in a suburban area of Pune state. Now we are spending approximately 43,000 rupees per month. Let it be this default 35,000 rupees. Or the fifth parameter can be, instead of this current year value, instead of this parameter, can be a anticipated corpus at the time of retirement. Kindly remember that this figure will be of the order of 4.5 crore for our INFLAPRO pattern to get the annuity up to age 85 and also allow growth of principal corpus for your nominee. This option of entering corpus is available at clicking RD toggle. I'll show you where it is. Only one out of the above will be visible. Whichever you want, keep it. Either the corpus fund or the current value of the retirement pension. In our case, let's consider the desired pension at current level of 35,000 rupees. See, in this option, entering a corpus is available by clicking toggle. Only one out of this will be visible. Either of this to one will be visible. But whichever you want to keep, let it be visible. So where I am showing where it is. Say here there is a top of it, a right hand corner we have got RD toggle. Either desired pension per month at current level 35,000 rupees, or what you can change to 70,000 rupees, etc. You can change it if you want. Let it be at 35, or otherwise the corpus at desired level. That is 1 lakh is too less. One has to go in for 4.5 lakhs, etc. RD toggle. Let us leave the figure as desired pension. One of them will be visible. That visibility will keep it for desired pension. Then, sixthly, okay, before that, let me show one. The idea of current level of 35,000 rupees is that it would be equivalent to 2.01 lakh per month in 30 years, and in 50 years, that is at the age of 84, it would be 8.13 lakh per month. Let us see how practical these are in this session itself. The sixth parameter would be to decide on how much percentage we can expect annual growth rate. This can be considered at default 5% above the inflation protection desired. The inflation protection we would desire is 6%. So, interest or compound annual growth rate be pessimistic 11%. 6% allowing for inflation and 5% for above the inflation protection. We can see that in the menu here. Rate of interest, post retirement. Both are, we are taking at 5% over the inflation rate. Inflation rate we are taking at 6%. Therefore, the rate of return will be of 11%, both SWP period as well as non-SWP period. The seventh parameter would be to decide how much percentage you can expect annual growth rate. This way I said. The seventh parameter would be frequency of SIP as well as SWP, that is pension. Default is monthly for both. There are advanced parameters to decide whether small period inflation on or off. Small means the inflation increases or inflation or increases. Increase in SIWP, SWP. Increase in SIP or increase in withdrawal plan. Applicable to every month or whatever frequency we are considered other than whole year. Let this be default be off. Say if it is on, whichever term we are, whichever period we are, if it is in SIP or SIP, then the increase in SIP or top up every year is, it is every month, not every year. Off means it is every year. There is also another advanced option, post-retire immediate option of or on. On, this immediate retire on means the pension starts on the very day of the retirement of the month. Off means SWP pension installment starts at the end of month following the retirement. That is, the first installment of withdrawal pension will be on 60th year completed and 1 month after that. It is not applicable to SIP where it is always on only. So, it is applicable for post-retire only. See, SIP, you have to, the policy starts on the day where you are starting the investment. And thereafter, every year, every month, at the first of the month. For this one, for pre-retirement, it is not applicable. This immediate pension off is not applicable. Only for post-retirement we can decide. Let it be off. Default off. Default is off. The 10th parameter of inflation protection is of inflation protection. In this menu, we have provision for entering year by year projection of inflation protection desired. Default for first year is at age 30 is given as 6%. Let it be as such. The succeeding year figures are left blank. That is ditto to the previous year. One can type M for case sensitive, M for moratorium years. Within that, this also I have shown in the demo earlier. Now keep it. Now let us submit. The page throws out resulting output. Say let us go. Go ahead to our chapter. See, we have now considered all default, frequency monthly, and post-retirement also monthly, and small period inflation is off, post-retirement inflation all are. Just we have kept all of them at default. Now, after filling the inflation protection rate, submit it. Now it will throw a output page. The output page shows that the SIP starts with 9,651 0.33. This is now available in available 2 decimal places. To show a round figure, click, there is a round values at the top of the audit turbo. Yes, click it. Then we'll have round figure of 9651, etc. The resultant output shows figures accurate up to 2 decimal places, rupees and paisa. However, in practice, SIP cannot be more than SIP can be more than 1,000 rupees in many cases, or in some cases more than 5,000 rupees in step of rupee 1. So click the round values and see the result. Now, after clicking this round values at the top, we got 30th year inflation is 6% and in interest rate is 11%, and starting in value is 9,651. Next year 6% more to 10,230 and 6% more further, and so on. In 59th year, that is 59th age, that is 30th year, it is 52,294 per month. And then from 60th onwards, on completion of 60 plus 1 month, you can start receiving you can start SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan, 2.01 lakh. Subsequently, 6% over the previous year, it is 2.13 lakh, 2.25 lakh and so on. And the corpus is, at the time of retirement generated, is 4 crore 62 lakh 62,295. And the surrender value after the entire term will be 20.65 crore. The audit table is also shown here. See how it is getting built up, how corpus is getting built up, and so on, for 30 years. After 30 years, one gets, one has a corpus of 4.62 crore, and then for post-retirement, the first year of the post-retirement, after 1 month, that is first month, at the age of 60, the withdrawal will be 2.01. You can opt for systematic withdrawal plan for 12 months only. Then after next 12 months, you start withdrawing 6% more than the previous year. This is highly practicable. See, for example, when we invested SIP, we started with 9,651 for 12 months. It is highly practical. The next year it is 10,230. That is 6% more than the previous year. One need not be very rigid like this. One can have always 9,600 rupees or 9,700 rupees or even 10,000 rupees at the start. 10,500 at next year, 11,000 next year, and so on so forth. One word about the corpus. Corpus now generated at the age of 59. That is 30th year. 59 end. That is 60th year beginning. The corpus is 4.62 lakh. 4.62 crore. 4 crore 62 lakh 62,295. With this corpus, one can get a growth rate of 4.24 lakhs, but at 11%. But one should not withdraw all the growth, and only should withdraw around 2.01 lakh, that is about 5% of the percentage wise is 5.25%. Okay. And so on. This is also quite practical. See, you execute SWP on your savings, on your corpus at the rate of about 5%. Or if you want, you can have this accurate figure of 2,01,032 per month. Like this one continues at the age of 84, when he is surveying 84th year, it is 8.13 lakh per month. You can execute a SWP. In this way, the INFLAPRO is operated during SIP as well as SWP periods. This is a due to yourself scheme, and you have to execute every year. Say you get to execute instruments for 12 months only, and then increase it every year. Summary is here. Due to market volatility, fund value will be more or less than the projected value of 20.5 crore in the end of 65th year. Sorry, end of 85th year, which can be passed on to next generation, and if next generation want, they can invest this amount also, continue investing and reap the more and more benefits. Due to market volatility, fund value will be more or less than the projections. In such a case, one can make fluctuating systematic withdrawal plan for the year. Try to withdraw around 5% of the fund value in case of the growth, 11%, or more than 5% if the fund value is more at that particular time. Another important point is that mutual fund investments have easy liquidity, which has both positive as well as negative points. Negative point is that you will be withdrawing and there will be less money in the corpus, or less money towards your nominee. Positive aspect is that it is more valuable to the extent that one can withdraw or liquidate in case of emergency. Liquidate the funds in case of emergency. This is highly, that is, liquidity is the easiest one. It has funds have got liquidity in case of mutual fund. Last but not least, if you do not want to take risk, kindly don't invest in mutual fund. Go for less return, FD at 6%, 7%, and invest many folds to reasonable return of 2.9 lakhs per month. Flat investment and flat return is not the core of INFLAPRO, and if one does not want to go in for mutual fund or share market, one cannot beat inflation at all, and will not be able to provide for respected living with the flat rate system. So the moral is to go for INFLAPRO mutual fund system, taking a moderate risk so as to earn at least 11% per annum. Thus, the practicality of the shown, practicality of the scheme is shown. See the summary page. Beginning also there is summary, out it's also end also there is a summary. See, maturity at the age of 85 is 20.65 crore. 13.23 crore have been already withdrawn from the SWP or systematic INFLAPRO withdrawal plan. SIWP means systematic INFLAPRO withdrawal plan. Okay. Thanks for watching. Let me talk on another subject on the next session. Thank you once and all. Let me close the record. Let me stop recording.